Right, pretty straightforward mission as far as I can see. We're assaulting a well-building defensive fortification here. Howitzers, aircraft, all the vehicles, decent visibility, so more or less we're going to go here under a cover of smoke and fire at everything the helicopters reveal. The other group will go on top of this one and do the same. We have some aircraft that we hope that allow us to reveal some of the targets now. Where are we coming from? Uh, so we're arriving from their rear. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I reverse it. It would be better this way because we could target these areas and then bombard any targets here, starting from this point onward. So F-16C Falcons. Not sure exactly what we're gonna hit, or we're gonna really hit anything. But I'm fairly certain there are some targets we can attack pretty much instantly. Depending on what we spot, we'll send the Warthogs after them. We can also start bombarding with the Howitzers. I'm guessing there's no defenders here. There's a side defense force, maybe some missiles. Same here. The main army is here, infantry vehicles. I'm somewhat keen on maybe sending another Falcon here. We'll probably reveal at least something. This might be a better target for us. Actually, no. I'm not sure, are they going to be on the ridge or behind the ridge? We're going to fire upon this with all the howitzers. Likely they would have some kind of anti-air capabilities somewhere here. Not sure I want to fire with the paladins, I don't want to give up their position. Right. They have SAM sites. Proper SAM sites. We're attacking targets I didn't want to attack. Like at all. I mean, literally bombarding something completely different. That was bullshit. I don't give a shit about the... Yeah, I pretty much aimed at the bunker. That was my goal. This was worthless for me. I don't want to shoot at the random points in the desert. I want to fly over the defensive formation to see what the hell is inside it. That's the point. It's not about destroying anything. Their Strela teams are the ones firing at it, so there's not really a dedicated SAM sites there. The aircraft won't be coming back. No, actually this isn't that bad. It's coming at the correct location, but just bombarding too early. Well, more or less, I guess. Right, we lost one aircraft already. Yeah, they're pretty much dug in front of it and on top of it. we're gonna have to start the helicopters. Well, we already see some targets. Apparently we don't see anything. At least not with this group. Pretty certain I can fire some smoke on top of this. Right, we'll do it on the next turn. Allows me to get into position at least. We should think about, do we want to test our luck with the anti-air units? Not sure we have all that much to gain by doing that. Same thing here. Or rather, same plan. Fire enough smoke to act as cover for us. Right, that'll probably be enough. The enemy is so far away that I don't see any downside to going here. There's no way they can just shoot from above or below. We just need to get the helicopters to act as spotters. But in order to do that, we need to suppress their anti-air capabilities a little bit. These guys should also be able to fire support fire through the smoke now. That's the one big advantage of the improved version. We'll see. Apaches can also see through the smoke apparently. Another reason to pay the higher price for them. Why not use smoke then? Because surely our scouting capabilities can see through smoke such just the same, so what exactly am I achieving by not firing a blanket of smoke here? I don't have an answer for that. Even if this doesn't totally block their sight, it would still aid, especially against some of the, for fuck's sake, infantry that they're sending my way. Vehicles probably can see somewhat through it. Also, it takes forever for this unit to call anything. This one is already dead. I'm not sure if there's a point of sending the Warthog there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to request them fairly close to these positions. That way I can basically shift it around as needed. It should have enough ammunition for multiple runs. Nothing else, I can drop it on the bunker, I guess. But I already bombed it. I would rather bomb the flags, maybe. As said, we do have enough time to move it around a little bit or when we spot better targets. Right. Holiday. No, they can't see through smoke. 30 vision can't see it. 40 vision can. It's still an advantage if we have a night fighting or anything like that. Bad weather conditions. Probably want to go up somewhere here. They're not in good positions. Absolutely need some smoke here. That's a good shot. Good for us at least. Right, they're unlikely to be able to fire upon me. I'm not sure I need any particular cover anywhere. Right, what's really missing is the ability to spot any enemies. Because the aircraft could do some of it. If I go there now with aircraft without doing any suppression fire on the Strela teams, I'm gonna have to eat missiles again. Although they have, I think, something like 3 to 4 missiles per team, and I've been shot by quite a lot, so at the same time, Bradleys could probably just suppress them enough. I'm not really trying to do all that much on this turn. Just get the aircraft to do something. As long as the Strela teams are there, that's in question. Right, one dead, that usually means they're worthless. But the missile launchers deal with the tank, I see. There's probably quite a bit more of them. Okay, there are some limitations with the autocannon accuracy. Still, I can't say it's any worse than what we usually get with the main battle tank cannon. I can't say this is any worse. Not sure I want to fire with these. The shots would be fairly inaccurate. Yeah, that's not an armored target technically, the earthen bunker. They're not going anywhere near it. And it's some kind of miracle tank again. We have a couple of missile, well, we have one missile launcher still in position. A ton of howitzers. Right. I think we've suppressed quite a lot of the Strela teams. They have to have something more though. What I want to know is at what point can we start expecting that shit. Also, I'm sort of thinking maybe attacking the Strela teams. I'm not gonna move yet. I'm seeing way too little resistance. I want to see what the other helicopters see before determining where I'm gonna send the aircraft. There's a Sagar team or two, but mostly it's just pathetic. That's what I think when I look at the closest we see here. I do need to actually get into cover though, so goodbye my friends. Huh. This could achieve something if it wanted to. The big problem is we don't really have a... well, that's the local hidey hole, I suppose. And there doesn't appear to be anything needs here. Okay. Bunkers all over the place. Right, I don't think there's an intact Strela team here anymore. I have a much better idea of what the enemy has in general, so yeah. What I don't understand is where are all his vehicles? There's nothing here. Well, I suppose there could be, but fine, let's fly over it. A couple of measly infantry squads. Not exactly all that impressive. Still, gotta bomb something. We're gonna shift this a little bit, so we'll probably destroy the earthen bunker. Not sure how much good that will really do though. Another earthen bunker, a bad target. I mean, there aren't exactly excellent targets here, and we're very good at dealing with vehicles anyway, so I'm not too concerned about them. I suppose I can shift this a little bit to take care of the Sagar teams and the infantry. Alternatively, go for the earthen bunker again. Can't shift it around more, or it will go to another turn. Right, not good, not horrible. Might have one unit that can fire a few missiles at them. Not really thinking about the Bradleys, they've already fired. There should be a missile unit or two there. Most of them fired, but not everyone. Does nasty things to infantry. Still not exactly excellent against soft targets. Holy shit. Ah, that was close. They are at an angle that they can cause me trouble. And the tanks seem to be positioned at the sides, not the center. Right. Yeah, they can fire because there's literally no smoke in that direction. And you can just choose not to fire. Ah, problem solved. The smoke is gonna dissipate soon though. And we fired a little bit of smoke in front of them. I don't think that'll do much good. It might do a little bit good here, but I doubt it. Okay, who do you see? Missile teams are clearly the best choice against the tanks. A little bit too clickety, even for my taste. I mean, we have a lot of missiles to shoot, but that doesn't mean I can afford to do 4 to 5 missiles per tank. The distance isn't all that long either, so yeah, the results will be much earlier coming our way. Not sure if there's enough point to shooting the earthen bunkers. They're dangerous against infantry. Vehicles can ignore them. It's the Sagger teams that are the problems, and the tanks. So, Mr. Apache, let's go for the Sagger teams. 69. Huh. But that's mostly interesting. Can I even see anything? Yes, I can. So the tanks are very much out of the picture now. If I could get some kind of a goddamn hit on them. They're at the extreme edge of my shots though. I think we have like the range of 60 and they're at 59 and 60. 80. So not even that. We just suck at hitting things again. Well, it's we went from veteran units to regulars, so there should be a difference. Miss. You have Bradleys, and they have the same missile, so it's not like we're out of opportunities to kill them. We're going to start losing smoke soon. I'm fairly certain that's not a good idea here. Without a doubt, there's a group of tanks somewhere here. Probably a couple of them. So I don't really cherish the thought of losing the smoke screen at this point. We might be able to push forward, but I think it would be incredibly reckless for us to do so. 30 enemies seen. Right. What I need to do is spot more tanks. We know that they're here. For some reason, I can't spot them. Maybe not. Because if they have mortars here mostly, I don't think they have all that much of heavy hitting units. Can't even kill a single one. There's no escape from here, so I think our best bet might be to actually pull further to the right side. They would be hard pressed to shoot accurately at these distances. Possibly. That's not guaranteed. Missiles. Anti-tank missile teams. I think there's probably a screen of units. Apart from this. That would include anti-tank missile teams. But if they are, I certainly can't see them. It's the only enemy I can see here that would react to our helicopters. I think I want to get rid of him and go behind this hill for cover. Right. Clickety clickety click. I really could use a little bit more experienced troops. A single experience upgrade and you double the amount of missiles you can spam. A no kill. Very disappointed with the performance of our units this time. Still not sure what else I could do differently, really. Ooh, we do have some Bradleys that haven't fired. Perfect. And we have these super units that never really fail at anything they do. Okay, we didn't get everything, but we got the important ones. Not really spotting anything too heavy here though. Do they have any more bunkers we can fire upon? Yes. Right. Time to determine if we're going to bombard something useful. The Warthogs have anti-tank missiles and the Gatling gun. And more Gatling guns with the F-16C Falcon. Point being, I don't think there are all that many good targets for us to really shoot at. A Warthog could probably destroy a bunker that gets a good hit. Gatling will be good against all of soft targets. We should try to prioritize certain type of targets, but they're all sort of the types that we don't give a shit about. Nor should we really give a shit about. Earthen bunker is going to be abandoned, so no point attacking it. Plus, attack rifle squads. The more intact looking squad, the better. Just this is sort of a frustrating campaign because we have the technological advantage in vision. We don't really fight the enemy as much as we sort of just pick it apart without it being able to do all that much. At least against the Soviets, they had proper air defenses, so you couldn't just go in there and destroy them without some kind of fuss being caused. Here it's not quite the same. We can basically start to weaken these groups. We don't have a huge amount of shots, so we would technically need to make the shots count, but I'm not sure if there's much of a point to it. I don't want the anti-air missile teams to get ideas, so I want to wipe them out. Right, there's no real threat against us here, and they're mostly retreating. So I think I'm gonna start pushing forward aggressively at this point. I mean, I sort of expect them to have tanks, but I've been flying over these places for some time now, and yeah, we found a handful of tanks, true, but that's all we found. So if you have something, please show it to me. I'm perfectly fine with that. I think everyone pretty much should go forward. Although we could potentially leave behind the missile launchers. They have fairly good spots for firing. So if sudden enemy armor appears, they would have very good vicinity to it. As I sort of think if sudden armor appears, it's pretty much we're fucked over anyway. Okay, what exactly do we see? Very little. Surprisingly little, in fact. We would need to get on this ridge to be able to cover most of the rest of the map still remaining. I think we're better off moving on. We also caused quite a few casualties on them, so even if they did have units in position, I think we could fairly well take most of them out anyway, or their shots would be unlikely to keep our speeding units. Right, what about the howitzers? Gotta shoot at something. There's still a lot of infantry here. A lot of infantry. I suppose we could bombard their mortars. They haven't really fired their mortars at all, probably because they can't really see us. That's gonna change now, because we dared to show our face. So maybe try to screw them over the best we can. Yeah, not spotting anything new. That's the theme of things. So as far as I'm concerned, they're mostly done. Not sure I want the aircraft to get involved here. There's a risk, always a risk that they might shoot our own units. We sent them a little bit to the rear, that risk is basically minimized. Okay. They really should have no noticeable anti-air capabilities. Really not firing more smoke. It's a waste of ammunition to attack the mortars. want this anti-tank missile to be gone. That's pretty much the only thing I can do. Any interesting targets? There's just nothing there. I suppose the bunkers have a heavier machine gun, so that could technically be a threat to some of our units. But that's a pretty big bot to get that working. Maybe the Paladin self-propelled artillery units are at some risk. I don't see how anyone else could be. Our normal infantry teams are too big for the Bradleys. Bradley maximum unit size that fits in is 9. Our infantry unit sizes are 10. So should have enough time to spare once we reach the flags. Still, it's a long way, so we can't exactly encounter a huge amount of difficulties. Nothing new has really been popping up for a long time, so I'm moving on. I don't see anything potentially dangerous. They've abandoned most of it. Like, they had a pathetic shot with their mortars and then they escaped from the map. That's what they're doing. Right, the aircraft should strike there. And we'll keep firing with our howitzers here. It's probably not going to do all that much damage, but the suppression effect could still be significant. Show me the smoke. There's no smoke. Okay. Holy ass cracker. Yeah, I forgot minefields exist. But through some miracle, I apparently drove over them. It's more or less around here, though. Let's stop. Do we have infantry there? We don't really have infantry there, though. Where is it? Around here. I'll stop with the tanks here. See if we can spot the minefield here too. It could be that the purpose of the minefield would be to force us to go where the center defenses are. Well, these guys have penetrated already, so I don't really see a reason why we should stop. Want to suppress these 3 squads. I could dump the dragon team here. That's gonna be pretty worthless. It would basically just die here. I don't really see what else could happen. There are no targets for it to really attack, so it's a cheap unit, but that doesn't mean I necessarily want to throw it away for nothing. Hopefully that's a proper hole in the minefield defense. Right, nothing happened, and we still need to move on. We prioritize their weapon squads. They, I think, have anti-tank weaponry. But we're running out of ammunition, so we can't keep doing this for long. And to be in a position to be able to basically prevent these from preventing my tanks from taking the ridge. We need the weapon squads to be suppressed to the point that they're worthless. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Another turn in a fight where nothing happens. Right, so there is clearly a minefield here too, but it seems more sporadic. No, I think there are just gaps here and there, and they're not that tough to spot either. Okay, let's assume that's actually true. This is the only ready squad here, so let's press it a little bit. Perfect. I'm gonna go here to maybe try to spot more mines, just to see how bad the minefield situation there actually is. Right, there's one squad that could still do something, but for the most part everything here is at least. I think we basically got this covered pretty well. Like 2-3 units still in there dug in holes, but then they are retreating or routed. So there's no way they're gonna hold on with this. From this point on, maybe 2 to 3 turns to get all the flags. This feels sort of like the Korean campaign. The Koreans didn't have the advantage of huge numbers and the environment. Like, there's no cover here for the infantry to do anything, or try to ambush us, or do it. They're just right there in the open, where we can see them long before they can see us, and waiting for death. It will take some time to kill them, but the end result is still the same. I like my enemies to be thoroughly routed before I go next to them. And weapon squad ready for action. And no one's seen it, even though we've been flying over this blast area who knows how many times. Well, at least it's pinned, so that's something. Yeah, there's nothing useful to fire at, really. Don't really see a reason to stop the firing. But shift it a little bit. They're destroying my APCs. He only had the weapon good enough to do it. Just got boned a little bit because he didn't have the necessary shots to do it. They've all fled this area, so I'm shifting the artillery a little bit. It's probably good enough. Hello, rifle squad. Right, we're definitely going to go back and forth with over the areas we've already been to. Clearly, I'm not good at spotting this here, so might as well play it over, let's say. Some of them are not doing all that bad. So we just found the point where we can pass through the minefield. Pinned weapon squad. Go away. And that's pretty much it. The rest of the... Ooh, that's HQ. Hello HQ. You have to come here too, so with an extra flying around there. Right, doesn't seem like there's anything really here to worry about. Not gonna go for the flags yet. We have units coming from the rear that can take them. Yeah, I think we should more aggressively push towards the flags. Shoot as much as we can while we pass the infantry, but keep an eye on the flags. It'll just end the mission sooner. We'll probably get close to the same amount of kills anyway. You killed no one. I leave the mobile anti-tank missile launchers to take these flags. With the Bradleys, we're gonna go for the rear mat flags. Their HQ is gone. Pretty much everything they have here is gone. Still, they had very few vehicles, so this massive slaughter of infantry isn't gonna score us all that many points. This is not an infantry squad, it's just a crew, massive amount of crew, probably from the bunker. So it has a lot of men, but they are pretty much, it's lucky if they have a pistol as a weapon, so they're mostly harmless. There's one miracle in this mission is the fact that we evaded the minefields everywhere. I'm thinking this is gonna be the last bombardment run we're gonna do. We're getting awfully close to these sites with our units, and I don't really want to accidentally start to get my own units. Sort of looked like he was trying to shoot mortar with the mortars at my helicopters. Surely that couldn't be the case. Surely. Right. Go for any kind of killing you can do. Right, check these flags. Here. Really isn't though, it's nothing worth a note. Because we're shooting mortars now. Anything surprising here? Nope. This is more or less like the scenarios of the Gulf War. However, I think this is mainly on smaller scale. That's the I think that's a clear positive for this mission or campaign. This is tolerable, even though it's very one-sided. It's doesn't really take that long to move things. So you have a nice brisk pace where things progress, or at least go to a result fairly quickly. It's still a bit too one-sided though. Even our army is not really suited for this task. I'm not sure what we could really do to change that though. I don't have the points to buy a massive amount of some kind of anti-infantry forces. Self-propelled artilleries, I guess. I'm not sure if that would really help. It would allow me to get larger casualty numbers when I do this phase of the fight, the wrap up. But really the time-consuming part usually is to how you figuring out how you're going to get through the main defenses, the armor defenses and all that. Having extra self-propelled artilleries there wouldn't really make a difference. Did we cap everything? Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Another easy peasy mission. 705, Iraq 10. This is it's a Korea thing again. Their capabilities are pathetic, but if they get 2-3 kills, I can't get a decisive victory anymore. So this is the only way it really can go. Otherwise, I can't continue with the campaign. The problem is, I'm not sure I'm getting all that many points from these victories, because the point count in general is gonna be so low. What was this? Iraq 3, probably. Veterans. Dragon teams become veteran. Dragon teams that never do anything, they become veteran. 276 points to do something. I don't know. I sort of have the itch to try to get a couple of heavy armored Abramses. I'm deadly afraid it'll lead to the clickety clickety click game. I also sort of like the 4 paladins I have, so I'm not sure I want more helicopters. I think I might have too many missile launchers. There's like 8 of them. We could change the dragon teams to tow teams. They would have a much longer range, but they would also be significantly slower. Vision 40. Sees through smoke. We could basically shove them in the Bradleys. Probably like 3 Tau teams in a single Bradley. We'll go into our firing position, dump everything there. That's a huge amount of missiles we could basically keep firing from a single Bradley. It would be incredibly costly to lose it though. That would be pretty much the only thing that worth considering. It's I still think that's sort of a waste though. What I wanted to see is, can we even upgrade Bradleys to helicopters? Yeah, transport helicopters. They're not the same as the combat versions. So we are gonna have those 80 Bradleys no matter what. That's a lot of missile fire. Do we really need additional missile dedicated vehicles to do the same thing? I'm inclined to think no. The Apaches really helped that much though. The other option would be the Abrams's M1A1s. You can go with the high heavy armor version or the normal version. Heavy armor is slightly slower, but I think that's the only difference. They have massive amount of fire control and vision, and their gun is slightly bigger than the Abrams's that clickety clickety click against everything. They have no high explosive or armor piercing ammunition, so all their shots are specialty ammunition. Sabbats or heat. I don't know if they have a lot of APC type of targets, things like that. This could be just fine. Also, the front armor is so heavy. You need to get a very lucky shot to be able to shoot this down with a single hit. So we could basically stick our nose into dangerous situations with these at least a little bit. Also can move and fire accurately on the same turn. That is something I cannot do. Simply cannot do with the units I have now. We could go with the slightly less armored version, but I feel like that sort of defeats the point of how I'm supposed to use these. I'm thinking the missile team platoon is gonna do a split. We're gonna take 2 Abramses and 2 Apaches from this. We can't get all of them now, but we can get some of them. We're going to take the more expensive. We cannot lose these. These are so expensive. 110 each. I don't think I can get another Apache anymore. Right, on the other points. But it's something different we can do again. The coalition broke through the Saddam line and your division is driving towards Kuwait City. Ahead is the Al Jabir airfield that is being held by an Iraqi mechanized regiment with armor support. Secure the airfield and eliminate all enemy resistance. So it's basically the same shit. But probably mostly infantry, some tanks, maybe APCs. Advance. Right, they're gonna have an infantry defense force there, and with those little hills, probably something here, so I can't just drive directly in there, and some kind of main defense force here. So if I try to just drive past, that's gonna be a nightmare. Still, it's a fairly unremarkable landscape. There's some rough terrain there. Could have infantry ambushes, I suppose, but nothing noteworthy. It's an honest to God advanced mission. We don't have air support at all. Can't buy gunships. That's a good reason to buy gunships before the tanks, because it's a shit show are you can actually get them in these missions or not. What do we need to do there? We need to scout, but we have the helicopters for that. We have enough anti-tank power that I'm not sure I'd need anything more. I suppose I could do things like buy ordnance sections, so I can refill the capabilities of my aircraft. Not sure that's necessary. Dedicated surface-to-air missile battery might be warranted. Because it is an airfield we are attacking. Okay, what could we really do? Air Mobile Company. The benefit here would be that I have to give zero shits about the time limit to capture things. It can swoop in a single turn and do it all. Why is it so expensive though? Because we have such a massive amount of it, right? I don't think this is a bad purchase. I mean, what else are you gonna do if you have a huge amount of points and you can't buy artillery or aircraft or real armor either? I could buy 3 battle tanks. But I can already do all of that. Um, I know something that I can't do. I don't really have decoys. Sacrificial units, cheap as hell. And do we really need these though? I don't think so. But they're cheap as hell. Air Mobile Company. Hmm, yeah. So that's basically it. Can I maybe get an ordnance truck too? Yes. Just in case.